Hi, this is Nancy Heins Glaser. We're starting something new today, and we're here to talk with Fallbrook Art Association principals. The name of our show is going to be called All Art, All Ways, and we're going to talk all about the artistic process, what it takes to get there, how to join FAA, and how to enjoy your life through art. So I'm here with Julie Compton, Ruth Parker, co-presidents of FAA, has a gallery at the corner of Hawthorne and Main. Hi, guys.
Hi, Nancy.
I'm really excited because spending a little time with you, I've gotten to understand the process that you go through, the arduous monthly process for exhibits. And I think people get lost sometimes in seeing what they're seeing. They lose the history. And the 51 years, I think, FAA has been around. Is that right? Do we
I
have
think
the
it's more than that.
I think it's 52.
I want you to tell us a little bit about that so that people get a good grounding on who FAA is.
The history. The history of
please.
FAA. When Nancy asked me about this, I thought immediately of our back storage area that had all of these books, and it all says history, and it's about 20 books back there. And it starts in 1962. That's when we were organized. And we became incorporated in 1969. So, yeah, we've been around about 52 years now. The first organized meeting was December 4th, 1962. So we do have a little bit of history from these books. We can garnish what we want all along the way. The first president was Carlton Poling. He started this at the Fallbrook Art Association, and it was sponsored by Palomar College at the time. So he went to Palomar College and said, I want to do this, and they supported it for him. And then the first person that became actually the first president, is Ron Schofield. Ron Schofield had 39 chapter members, and he started that in 1969.
How many members do you have now?
We have now 95.
Okay, so it's still growing,
members.
and
Maybe even a few after that, because at our plein air event, we had some
that's
members.
True. That's
we
true.
always have an event, and we always seem to pick up members. So
right,
it
and
just continues to grow.
I think that you're the legacy of it. That's what excites me, is knowing, and you still have some longtime members.
We do. We really do. In fact, Ron Schofield and his wife, we found their name in the history books, and we got in touch with them, and we actually sent them tickets to the gala. They couldn't come, unfortunately, but they were just thrilled to hear that we were having such an event in 50 years after they had left town. They're up north somewhere. And they, in fact, I think it was Ron Schofield and his group of 39 charter members put together, and I just love it, called the Dog Patch Days.
That's so cool.
And it was a takeoff on Little Abner, the comic strip, Little Abner. And they would get dressed up in these crazy clothes, bring their art out to a field, like a flea market, and they would try to sell their art.
So you have a legacy of all these people that have been doing this for so long,
Yes.
and you're still at it.
And we're still at it, and it's really strange. It's so, I could sit at the gallery and have it open for the public to come in, and someone off the street will come in and say, I've really heard about this, and I really want to become a member. And we give them the membership, and it just keeps going.
And I just want to know, because the two of you work together, how can you be co-presidents and still be friends?
It takes a personality. It takes a certain personality. This is true. This is very true.
We each have our strong points, I think. So we play off each other, and we help each other, and I think it's worked out perfect. We're going on our 4th year now, aren't we? Yeah.
Okay, don't leave, okay? That's part of what the requirement in being on a show.
No,
we need to find
we
replacements.
have to
before
find
long.
replacements for
Is
sure.
there, and so do you think there's somebody else we should hear about on your list of past
Yes,
people?
yes, there is. Actually, I was trying to go ahead and tell you about Fallbrook Art Association. One of the things we do, other than have meetings and for our memberships, we raise funds for high school and college students for scholarships. And today, this morning, we gave an award, a scholarship to McKenna Sandoval.
$1,000 bucks.
$1,000
That's a nice substantial
to
amount.
further her education in art, and she's just really jazzed. She was a young, beautiful young lady, and she's just, on fire for art, and she wants to be an art teacher. So what a perfect, person to give a scholarship to. And then once a month we have our general meetings where we go out of town and we grab an artist that is willing to come to us and give demonstrations and workshops. So that's what our memberships can come in and have all this for them to do.
It's an advantage to membership.
One of the advantages
What
to
is the fee
membership.
for membership?
$65
Okay.
a year.
Okay.
It's very
For
affordable,
a single membership, and
Yeah.
I think family memberships are $85, isn't it?
something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
And
affordable.
so, really, I guess then I'm on to you now, Julie. You end up showing exhibits how often?
Well, in 2018, after 50 years, we were able to finally open a gallery for our membership. And we have monthly shows. So our members can show their art every month. And then we have our special spring and fall shows. So we have, and then we have special shows on the back wall. We have our Art Assist program, which started back in 1992 in the schools in Fallbrook. And then when things were cut, we reorganized and started having art classes for children at the library. And now that we have the gallery, we've been having things for children there. And now with COVID, we've come up with a program we call Art in a Bag. And so we come up with lessons. We package them up in a bag, and the kids come every 2 weeks and pick up a new lesson. And then they bring we give them enough materials to do 2 pieces. And so they leave one with the bag when they pick up a new one. And then in July, we will have a children's art show in the gallery. So,
Keeping it growing, you're growing
Yeah.
your audience and your enthusiasts as well. So, and you're both doing all of these things all the time? Does one of you specialize in one thing or another?
Well, I haven't taken part of the Art Assist right this year, but Julie and Diane, actually Diane Jensen is the one that is doing all this background stuff for the Art Assist for the children.
And I think the excitement about Fallbrook is that we have so much of that going on. We have more than anybody has any idea, and part of this is intended to let everyone know we're here and cool stuff is happening. And I'm looking at both of your paintings here. I asked you each to bring one, and I know now you're on, Ruth.
Oh.
Now you're on, Julie. But anyway, tell me a little bit. I'm going to ask you if you could talk about.
Oh, you want me to talk about her
Hers?
picture? Oh, gosh.
Can you do that? On the spot, you can. It has an emotional something for
Yeah,
you.
it's a very serene piece. It's pastel. It's got a good composition going because you can go into it, and you've got the horizontal lines and the vertical lines as well, and the center of interest, where you have the lightest and the darkest part of your pictures right there where the barn roof is.
And what I'm excited about too is now you say something about hers because it's your first time to see it, right?
it is.
And how does it hit you?
Ruth is a wonderful watercolorist. I love watercolor, and she does such a nice job with a loose and soft feel to it. And this is just, I think, very relaxing. It makes me think of walking on the beach. And I think she's done a super job with it.
I
It's
like
beautiful.
them both. Yeah, actually, and I'm so glad you picked them out because you picked out your favorite one. You did good. Anyway, one of the other things that's exciting to me is you have lots of literature that you have available, the newsletter every month for artists so they can keep on track on who's doing what. Right?
Actually, the newsletter comes out every other month.
Okay.
So it'll give information for 2 months. And so it will, we have who our guest artist is going to be. It will tell you who won ribbons at the monthly ribbon
And
shows.
there's money with some of the shows, right?
The spring and fall show are money shows, and we've started to have some shows on the back wall. We had an animal show.
Very
just-
successful.
Just last month, and it was very successful. We've been having to come up with new ideas and constantly reinventing ourselves, I think, to keep people motivated, to promote interest in everything.
We've found that offering money really brings people out.
I can understand that. And you know what I think is interesting, you give people an opportunity to judge that may not have that elsewhere. I know you have always tried to reach a little higher and a little further with each successive exhibit, and yet you still hold on to the history. I found this kind of fun because I was looking
that's
at
hysterical.
it. You guys got me because I said I'd be the historian, so you've made half my day easy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
But I
yeah.
think I always like the idea of who's smiling, and everybody's always smiling at the art shows, and there's a social component of it. Serious artists still can be fun.
Yes.
Is that true?
Oh, it's
I
true.
don't know if that's true or not, but
Yeah, we
really
just
is.
wait for the day that we could go back to receptions and have our glass of wine and,
Yep,
and hors d'oeuvres.
yeah, and you know, you guys have kept it going through COVID unbelievably. You want more artists, you want all kinds of sponsors. We need a new plate glass window, I guess. You
Yep,
have
we
some,
do.
some
We do.
scratches in it, so we'd love to offer the opportunity to local businesses to get their information out there and be a support to the arts. Is there anything you guys would like to say before we kind of wrap it up?
The plein air group is something that I've been working on for a long time. I don't think even before I met Julie, but I've always thought we could have one in Fallbrook. Why not? The first plein air competition I went to, I don't know how long ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, was over in Idlewild. And they did it so well. They did a 2-day event in Idlewild. And you go.
And you were hooked.
You go there. You get your paper stamped. You paint for 4 or 5 hours. You leave them your picture, and then it's judged. You come back the next day. You have a champagne brunch, and you get awards. It was wonderful. I knew we couldn't do the overnight thing. It just didn't work for Fallbrook. So we started off at Myrtle Creek 5 or 6 years ago.
5 years ago. This was our fifth
We
this
went
year.
to Myrtle Creek, and we had it over there for two or 3 years, and it really worked out well. We started off with maybe 10 people, and then it got to be about 35 people before COVID, and we kept going, and we're just keep going. So
And we even were able to, we had to cancel our big event. Usually it's in the spring. And of course, when COVID hit, everything shut down. So we had to cancel that. We had a big ad in the Plein Air magazine, which always draws people to our event. And we went ahead then in the fall and went ahead and had our event. It was outside. We had a small attendance, but people were still able to come and paint. And then this year, we were able to have our event just a few weeks ago. And
Julie mentioned the Plein Air magazine, and that has got, where did the students come from?
oh, we had Ivan that came from San Diego, didn't we?
You had a couple of
And
students
then
show
we
up.
had a
But we had
teacher.
students from Idlewild brought
you
her
go.
students.
She brought her students, and that was 2 years ago, and she brought about 4 students, and they had a ball. So
Yeah.
it just, you know,
So I think next year, we're looking forward to really having a bigger event, including some high school kids in it. And every
You
year,
don't
it
have
just
to be a
gets better.
professional.
Yeah.
No,
You know, I think
No.
that's what is wonderful too, is that Fallbrook is a community that welcomes artists of all types. I think this is an important first step for us to do it, get the word out. Who knows who's going to watch this, but we hope they come join you. What's your address? What's a phone number?
127 North Main Avenue, Fallbrook, California.
At Hawthorne, right?
corner of Main and Hawthorne.
Hawthorne, and I
Yep.
don't remember my phone number.
Oh, Julie.
It's in the,
Okay,
it's in
and
my
what's the
phone.
website? What's your website?
Fallbrook Art ASSN.org.
Thank you. I'm really excited for this because it's a chance to jumpstart our art again in this new year. Thank you very
Thank
much
you.
thanks for keeping at it and keeping us informed. And thank you for watching.